sometimes fall, and that would not do justice to the way I feel for you. So I had to sing a song about all the things I knew. My love is deeper than the holler, stronger than the river, higher than the pine trees growing tall upon the hill. My love is purer than the snowflakes that fall in late December, and honest as a robin on a springtime windowsill, and longer than the song of a whippoorwill. From the back roads to the Broadway shows with 1,000,000 miles between, there's at least 1,000,000 love songs that people love to sing. And everyone is different, and everyone's the same. And this is just another way of saying the same thing. My love is deeper than the holler, stronger than the river, higher than the pine trees growing tall upon the... Howdy, ma'am. Yee doggies, it's Watchlist time. What's going on, everybody? Kentucky, very nice. How's everybody doing? Quite the day. All the gappers today closed at their lows, near their lows, way below the open. Gappers just got smoked. Rochester, very nice. Rochester, Kentucky. One moment. Jacob from Alabama. We got some country folk in here. Roll Tide. Any of you country folk know that song that was playing? Michigan, nice. Oh, gotcha, you're the real estate guy. Nice, nice. Jacob here, he slid into my DMs and was teaching me a little bit. Well, trying to. Found out that Canada's a lot harder than we thought, but gave me some good thoughts. And that's I think a decent talking point, because that's how I started growing my network. I don't know if I taught you anything. Yeah, we were on the same page with a lot of things. But it was I think it was a productive discussion, a little back and forth. But that's how I built my network. So Jacob reached out because he knows real estate. He knows more than me. He's got mentors in his area and how he does things. So he reached out. He asked a couple of questions, but that wasn't like that might have been the back end reason for messaging, but up front was providing value first. He knew where his expertise was, what area he was good at, and he was explaining what he does and how he does it to me, which is value to me. So when he asked the question,
I'm a lot quicker to answer because it's not just a take kind of relationship. It's a give and take, back and forth. We each reciprocate value to one another, and that's the way I went ahead with building my network when I was just starting out. Traders that were a lot better than me, and I wanted to be in the same room as them, so I tried in any way to provide value to them, and then they would do the same. So I think that's definitely a good point. If you want a mentor, you have to provide value. It's like a sidecar and a motorcycle, not a leash. Yep. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, let's see. Go long. Complete fumble for me today on EIX and RGTI. EIX took the second reclaim for red to green above VWAP and risked low a day like an idiot. Instead of a few cents below low a day, got stopped out exactly at lows. That move off of open there on EIX this morning, basically right here, where it opened green, and then once it broke its opening range highs right through there, that's typically the entry signal for me. It did have a nice comeback later in the day, but basically this move from 57.5 to 58.5 is the move that I'm looking for, the bang bang play. I botched the quantum sector completely as well. I RGTI was the nicest looking coming into today with the daily chart, and we got this. It was looking good here into 8 a.m. and right around here 8:30, quarter to 9, started grinding back, and I've seen this before. I don't know what names or where I've seen it, but it just rung a bell. I said to one of my pod members this morning, I said I could see this thing just going straight up off open, and I'm just going to miss it because there's no chance that I'm holding a full position from pre-market entry into open, and that, sure enough, that's exactly what it does. It didn't pull back until 9:35, and it was already a buck higher. So RGTI was the main watch in that quantum basket, and sure, in hindsight, these dips look good for a late day move, but let's be realistic here. If you're looking at this in the moment and it completely retraces its whole move and consolidating right near lows, this is not very constructive action. So sure, it worked, but there's no chance I would have been holding through that anyways. SES, I did take a loss on. Excuse me. I like that daily. We got the slight gap up, so it was first time green in 4 or 5 days. So I was looking for some sort of constructive action off the open. These first two entries here, I was risking off of 90 cents. And then we had a red to green hold, a higher low, an opening range break. So now I'm full size versus low a day. And my stop went off, but just hit some slippage. The bid dropped out. So unfortunately, pretty much doubled the loss because I had like a 96 half, 97 average. So risking 3 cents and then getting stopped out at 91 was more like 5.5, 6 cents. So unfortunately was more like a 2R loss than just 1R, but ended up fading a lot lower. So good cut there. RR, same kind of thing. I was looking at this one, was a pretty good looking daily going into today. And we got the same kind of thing here. Off the open, straight up, grindy action, no real consolidation to play off of. We got some parabolic type action. So I shorted some, cut it over highs. It was, I re-entered here because this was a cover. So one of these was a short. I covered through the highs. It slammed back down. I re-shorted and gave High-A-Day some room. So my re-short was a bit smaller size. Instead of having a hard stop, I could let this thing run to 350 if it wanted to. So then I got the pullback into prior lows, which was a cover spot. Pop back up into resistance on the 2-minute. Right here was the prior bar low, so I re-shorted. And then let's go. Re-shorted, added more through this failed fall through $3 and covered. Did grind back and fail a bit more, but I wasn't sticking around. It wasn't really a big picture setup. I was just trying to take advantage of the volatility. So small win there and a decent sized loser for me on SES. And that was pretty much all I did today. The unfortunate thing with this week, personally, is the first 2 days here haven't been super fruitful with action. So when I'm coming into the day with one, maybe two watches, when that one watch doesn't pay out, I've got nothing to make money back on. When, in the last few weeks, I've had 4, 5, 6 trades. So when one doesn't work, it's not a big deal. The other ones are making up for it. So it's a bit tougher action for me, but we're doing okay. Oh, that was the thing with my mic. There we go. I bumped it. Now I can hear myself better. I took RGTI in pre at 616, sold out the open at 660. Initially was planning to swing it and scared myself out. Should have rebought the dip, swinging QBTS from 440. Nicely done. Kyle's got something to teach me with these bounces. Yeah, I didn't find them too easy to trade. What is a pod? Like a verbal chat room? You'll just keep it private, or is it open to join? It's pod is what is it? Like you're trading accountability buddies. Some people call them tabs, TAB. So it's kind of like a, how many people do I have in it? Just a small little group chat of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of us. We, in the mornings, share some watch lists. If we do something good, we kind of pat each other on the back. We do something bad, we pick each other up. Share game plans, share trade ideas. Just kind of, what's the word? Like nonchalantly kind of chit-chatting about trading. So it's not like a formal room. It's just a group chat of traders that I've traded with for quite a few years. So we know each other's style fairly well. So this morning, one of the guys reached out. It's Sam Turbo from Investors Underground, and he was asking me about VRME because he knows I like trading these multi-day runners, so he put this one on my radar this morning. I was asking him about RGTI for these bounces. He's been watching RGTI fairly closely. So yeah, we're just kind of going back and forth, but that was my comments on it. It was RGTI, I said cleanest out of the basket. Being honest with myself, and I know there's no chance I'd carry a full position into the open in RGTI or any of the quantum bounces, so a straight up spike I'll miss. Or as my word for word, that was at 9:22, 8 minutes before market open. And then right after the open, I said that RGTI tight bounce, the way it happened, I always miss. It always feels like a chase, and it seems like it always happens with the higher market cap names. So I didn't find it too easy, but he put VRME on my radar this morning. Well, Nate did at first. He threw it in the chat room. I didn't mention on Scan yesterday just because it had just broken out through the 350s. So I had it on the bottom of the list, but it wasn't super extended. And then this morning when it's up in the 550s, that's quite the gap. And it is extended now from that 350 breakout level. So I was interested in it. And then they put out some sort of warrant news around 8 o'clock that slammed this thing. Ended up squeezing right back. So I was like, okay, maybe this thing trapped and it's going to go higher. And then we got pop versus VWAP off open. This 450s, 460s failed follow through. Borrows were a bit expensive, anywhere from 2 to 5 cents. So, if you're trying to make 50 cents, it's not terrible. But compared to what stuff has been lately, it was a bit on the more expensive side. And I wasn't really considering this an A grade setup unless it got extended from 350 and it was only at 450. So there was a bit of meat on the bone, but I ended up just deciding not to trade it. Is what it is. MVST has hit major resistance at 230. May want to peek at it. Think if volume is there, you could short. If it holds as resistance, it's got good range. Okay, let's take a peek. MVST. Yeah, I prefer like a cleaner bottom when we're looking for breakdowns. Yeah, like this is one of those ones where if it breaks below 190 and then starts to shove back in and failed to follow through, that is a setup that I take and have taken in the past. But I'm not like in love with it. I don't have a whole lot on watch. And like I say, when I've got like one or two names that I can trade, I'm not really looking to trade like C grade setups. Even B, really. I'm wanting to wait for those A and A plus, especially when the frequency of ops for me is a bit lower, because otherwise you get into trouble digging yourself a hole when those A grade setups do come around. Sens is setting up pretty good. Liquidity trap style. Holding up very nice here, over 70 cents. This will definitely be a main watch into tomorrow for possible squeezer. Break and build through 80s. SPCB. Good looking daily. Bit on the liquid side, 500K. Traded on the day. But I'll be looking for this wedge break, 10 to break and build. Could get something similar to this BDMD, where you get this flat top, break out, get a nice couple day move. A liquid, could see something like that happen if it breaks and builds through 10. So I'll keep that one on watch. Fubo side watch for Q, big gap down would be cool. Been trading gappers lately. RGTI, that was a miss on the bounce day. Yeah, Fubo's fading off, but the extension came from a gap. I would have preferred it if the daily chart actually extended rather than just a gap move. So don't really love that one. I can probably take a bunch of these quantum names off radar. I doubt I'm going to trade them. Try and clean this list up a little bit. Like that's so far off its highs. I need to see that back above 140 for me to get interested. Same thing with Fubo. I need that back above 6. Soon that thing's getting destroyed. CGPS still kind of holding up. FIO and Kappa just got smoked. Those are the percent gainers from yesterday. Right back to its lows. So those things are dead. If I get a bigger move up into 380 tomorrow on RR, I'll be a lot more interested in that short. SES. I'm so up in the air with this because, like, I feel like I'm carrying a bias at this point that it has to bounce. And it just doesn't have to. VRME. That trade's kind of come and gone. If it breaks under these low threes, it should probably see lower. Yeah, I just don't have a whole lot. A lot of people are looking at Fannie Mae. Let me pull up this other chart here. A lot of people are looking at this Fannie Mae. It had this breakout here through twos. A lot of small cap traders were trading. It was a bit choppier. Then you had this breakout here through the mid threes. A lot of people were trading. And then you just have this new breakout here through the fives. A lot of guys were trading. And now you see people like Tim Grattani hitting back to Twitter, looking for the parabolic short opportunity. RSI starting to get extended, volume starting to get high. So I don't really trade OTCs much anymore. But if these Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, if they started getting ideal in extension realm, I'd have to kind of be forced to trade them. Did you end up meeting Lucas? I met Lucas back in October, November, Traders for a Cause. I've met him the last couple of years out there. But I, in the next week or so, I'll be meeting up with a group of guys again. I don't think I'll be able to do a watch list for Monday next week. I'll be busy with the group of traders, little trader meetup. Nothing for me tomorrow. Watching and waiting. I love that. I noticed that you were very patient. Very few on watch sometimes. Is this the same strategy you've seen from very successful traders? They're not coming in, gunning, and scalping. Alex Posito has adopted a very... Yeah, Alex is dope. He's got like this systematic Monday markets closed. Oh, perfect. Really? What's it closed for? Market holidays. January 20th. Oh, Martin Luther King. Nice. Cool. Well, then I don't need to be here. Perfect. Yeah, Alex is dope. He's created like a major like systematic approach to how he used to trade discretionarily. He's a really good trader. But yeah, if you can like, it came, the mindset behind it came from, I was making like 80% of my money from like 14% of my trades. So like, what's the point in doing the rest of it if that's where I'm good at? So once I kind of came to that realization, I just stopped doing a bunch of other stuff, and it led to a bit more consistency. So I like to keep few on watch, do less, make more. Chris is waiting for a morning panic on Fannie Mae. Never traded OTCs. I have it on watch. Yeah, a lot of the small cap traders, there's not a ton in the small cap realm. A lot of it's mid to large caps. So they've shifted their focus to Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Yeah, there's a couple guys that scalp, like Kais. He's done a interview with Investors Underground. He's fairly transparent on Twitter. Eduardo, Spanish speaking guy, he's got his own Spanish room that he teaches people that don't speak English. Kind of a cool spin on it, but he's like super hyper scalper. Ed Barry, he's like, you know, in and out with tens of thousands of shares, and will just try and take like $100-200, but do it, you know, 20 times in a day, and it adds up. So there's definitely guys that do it, that just look for small windows to make 5 and 10 cents and just do that over and over. I can't say I've ever really tried it, but it just seems like a lot more work. when you could do something like buy RGTI at market open and sell it at close and make $3, or you could make $3 by scalping 10 cents 30 times. You know? You know what I mean? Kerr is holding nicely, says Luke. Blech, gross. That thing's dead as a doornail. Yeah, VRME, I could see day 2 failed follow through, but not really ideal. SPCB, not super ideal either, but I could see this lower high trend break through 10. Sens holding up really well, possible T+2 at this point. Liquidity trap style if it breaks and builds through 80 cents. RR gap up parabolic into 380s. I'd be interested. SES, I doubt I'm going to try this thing again. It did everything it should have this morning. Hold green, opening range highs. You had the whole sector strong today. This one was just weak, so I probably don't touch that one. I think I'm going to add Home Depot to my long-term account. I just wired in some more money into it the other day. I like to take profits out of my day trading account, keep my account kind of stagnant there, so that if it blows up on an outlier day, that I don't have all my money tied up in there. So I like to pull it out and throw it into longer term stuff like Home Depot. Let me just switch my screens while I'm going through this. Might as well. That's the wrong one. This one. Is it? No? Is it this one? There it is. Yeah, so SPCB, I'll just go over those again. I forgot to switch it over. Possible break and build through 10. Sens, possible break and build through 80s. VRME, possible day 2 follow through if it breaks and builds sub 3. RR, gap up parabolic into the high 3s. And then I went and just touched on Home Depot, just because it's so far off of its highs. 440 went down to 380. $60 a share on a $400 name is about 15% pullback. And then especially with all of those fires in California, could see a lot of people needing to buy products to rebuild their home, and Home Depot could get bought up on that. So I like the discount on the daily and the fundamental thesis. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can... I don't know how to pull up the US dollar on DAS, but the US to Canadian dollar is so high. It's like 40% on the dollar. They pay a nice dividend. Lowe's is another one. Oh yeah, nice. Same chart. Yeah, I like it for my longer term thing. What is Home Depot's dividend? Let's see. 2.3%. Let me just go here. It's easier. Pays $225 a quarter, 2.3% a year for Home Depot, and Lowe's pays $115 a quarter, which is 1.8%. So Home Depot is probably the one I go with. Higher dividend yield. And I spend a lot more time at Home Depot than I do at Lowe's. So I'll probably throw Home Depot into that basket. Maybe tomorrow. If I don't have much to do at market open, maybe I'll just start converting some of my money into USD. I hate doing it at such high prices, like 40% on the dollar. It's brutal. Home Depot all the way. Yeah. Yeah, I typically like to wait for a deal on the US dollar when it gets a bit closer to, 120, 130. It doesn't hurt so much, but it's just brutal right now, but whatever. With Jack Kellogg seems like a machine. Yeah, he's good. When Jack's hot, he's hot. And when he cools off, he knows when to step away and come back when he's trading well. He likes to make his money in pockets and then leave for a little bit. Which long-term stocks do you like? I've got a bunch of tech mostly. Bunch of tech names. Some banks. I got a few banks. A lot of stuff that I use. So anywhere that I spend money, I like to invest in those long-term pretty much. Random but best value add I could offer you is to check out Harbor Freight's drywall jack, save my back, and turns a ceiling into a one-man job. Hey, that's good. That's a step in the right direction. Drywall jack. One of those handle things, is it? You wind it up. Yeah. I've never used one. You know what my drywall jack is? I lift it up with both hands, and then I stick my head up on the ceiling while I reach down for my screw gun. That's funny. Yeah, so not a whole lot again. Seems like the theme for this week, but I got a few longs on watch. And you can put it up. Go get lunch before you screw it. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen guys use it online, YouTube videos and stuff. It seems like it works pretty good. But I've just never personally used one. Worth a shot. I'll give it a try. But anyways. Alrighty, thank you guys for tuning in. I will wrap it up there. No sense in me rambling when I ain't got much. So, thank you guys very much. Stay safe out there. Don't give back any money that you made over the last little bit. Get in where you fit in. Make some memories. See you guys in the room. Peace.